Good morning, everyone. 8 a.m. and we're all packed up, ready to go. My tent was right there next to this weird mound of roots and rock, which I have been calling a burial mound. So I was pitched next to it. No ghosts, but I believe we had a coyote visit our campsite last night. About 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. But didn't stay long. And then everything was pretty calm for the rest of the night. We're packed up, ready to head out and put northbound steps to our southbound side. And we'll get back to you with all the good stuff. As I said, we have a landmark to get to, and when we get there I will bring it to you in all its fantastic nothingness. But it's a mental milestone that'll be big for us, and you'll see it and hopefully enjoy it. Trail hasn't been bad at the start. Only a couple minutes into the hike. Trail is paralleling the contours here on this hill. I wish I could get you a better look. Let's see what we can do. Have what we're looking at here. The mountains we're traveling near. Excuse me. Nice trail to start anyway. We have uphill most of the morning. Trying to do 9 today to, I think it's Kimsey campsite. So tried to get out early, but I was lazy. Just up ahead, I know it's Timberwolf. Check his channel out. He camped near us last night and got out a little ahead of us. We shared a campfire with him last night, which was really nice. Yeah, the squeaks on my pack again. Alright, they're grown. Anyway, nice trail. Enjoy the trail for a little bit. Hello everyone. Get ready for that landmark, mental milestone that I told you about. Look at that. I'm in Georgia now. I'm in North Carolina now. 1 state down, 13 to go. Yeah, baby. All right.
Hard to tell, right?
Yeah. Look at this old gnarly thing. Gnarly is the only word to describe it. Probably too close, aren't I? Right here, right in the middle of the trail. All right. Shelter's 0.3 miles ahead. So we gotta cross this stream and wet trail. Squish, squish. And then there's supposed to be a view up ahead in a 0.2 miles or so. I hope to bring it to you. Been a nice day, cool in the 60s, but sunny. Broke out my sunglasses for the first time. We're gonna try, we wanna get to the shelter. Muskrat Creek Shelter. And that's where we'll have lunch. We're still on the climb. I got one thing to say. The two climbs we've had since entering North Carolina is North Carolina laughing at us or telling us don't go forward because they were killers. Man, they didn't have any stuff today. That could be part of it too. Had a pretty meager breakfast. Yes, I'm walking slow. Just tired today. I've seen yellow birches here. Who knew they grew that far, this far south? I wasn't really paying attention to the range. I saw yellow birches just as we entered North Carolina by that old gnarled red oak. Looks like they had quite a bit of blowdown here on this ridge. Well, I'm gonna guess this was the view they're talking about. Not very good through the trees, and it is a mist across the valley. Oh well, it was worth a try. Maybe there's a better view coming up. If I find it, I'll show you. But probably nothing until the shelter. Yep. Here's the view. Like I said, and I got that mist over it. It's Smoky Mountain mist. I guess. I don't know. This is Muskrat Creek Shelter. Relatively new. Pretty nice shelter. Well, we were wondering if they have a mice problem. All the anti-mice pack hang devices that are in here. I think it was built in 1996 or 95. Pretty nice. The privy's pretty nice too. Right up there. Well, I gotta give them credit for names. Between the gap names, Woody Gap, Hog Pen Gaps, Wolf Pen Gap. Gotta give them credit for trail names too. Like the Chunky Gal Trail. Oh, maybe it's an easy trail? I don't know. Hard trail, so the chunky gals become non-chunky gals? I don't know. But it's a great name. Until the social justice warriors get to it. Then it'll just become Gal Trail. Then, oh, it can't be Gal Trail. He, she, them. Or them trail. All right, moving on. We have 4 miles to go, 2 climbs in there before we get to our campsite. Hiking along and looking at a lot of birches, a lot of yellow birches here. We're hiking at 4,600 feet elevation, so I guess maybe that provides the coolness because they're more a northern species. But they're growing here in quantity. Must be growing up under the oaks. Tons of them. It's a nice stretch of trail. We have one more up. Then we have to go down to our campsite at Kimsey Creek. I believe it's the name. Then tomorrow, that sets us up for a morning climb of Standing Indian Mountain. And that promises to be pretty grueling. Look at this monster. good 2 foot in diameter. No, I'm not sticking my hand in there. Walking through some of these forests, it's obvious they're not old growth, but occasionally you see some monster like this one here. Must have been a young tree when they logged and kept growing, didn't get chopped down. There's a paper birch, really yellow. Hard to tell. Seen paper birch, sweet birch, yellow birch. Some beech, but not too much. There's some yellow right here. 6 8-inch one right there. All birches, yellow and maybe sweet. Interesting. It's got to be the elevation that makes them compatible down here. Whoop! Just call me stumbles. Big trees. Maybe this area didn't get logged. Who knows? The yellow birches are just growing in under the old oaks. Alright, my ankle's hurting. I gotta pay attention to where I'm walking. Alright. One difference I've noticed compared to Georgia here in North Carolina here, at least the start of it, the trails seem to have been more sandy, and now you can see rocky. Could be partly elevations. We seem to be hiking at the 4,000 foot range. Whereas in Georgia, we're in the 3s, and then the mountains went up to 4. So, sorry. Been on a steady climb for the last half mile. Not too steep, but with the dodging of the rocks, being careful how you place your feet, can be a little more tiring than walking on those almost groomed Georgia trails. We only hit a couple spots like this in Georgia. So, that's better. But still, a lot of, even in the trail, a lot more rock. Dealing with a few bugs, not too many, mostly colliding with you, but it's getting warm. Got to be approaching upper 60s, maybe even 70, but there is a breeze, coming up out of the valleys. That makes it quite nice. Rocks again. All right. View from the trail on the way down to Standing Indian Shelter. Very nice. No houses. That's the nice thing. There's a road down there, but no houses in all that landscape that I can look at. Amazing. All right. We're on the descent down to Kimsey Creek camping area, which is where we may stay or we may push on to Standing Indian Shelter. But this is the trail. Comes down here, scrambling on these rocks. Sorry, I'm close, but the trail's not very wide. Zigzag there. Down these rocks here. And that's with a 34-pound pack on. So, careful is the word. That's better. A little tricky spot, huh? Alright. Told you I'd bring all the interesting stuff. Uh-oh. Someone dropped something. I'll pick it up and maybe throw it out when I get to town.